And item number 1 is done. Item number 2, we have adoption of the agenda. Item number 3, we have communication from chair. Item number 4, review and approve of minutes of previous meetings from action paper. Item number 5, presentation and discussion of committee recommendations. Item number 6, customization of the post of senior physical planner in the district staff structure. Item number 7, presentation and approval of supplementary budget number 1 of 2025-2026. Last item is adjournment.
Yes, Honorable Chisonga.
Madam Speaker, my name is Moscow Santongo, the Secretary of State, and also representative of Chisonga. Madam Speaker, as the Executive Committee, we request an amendment to the order paper to include the committee. As the District Executive Committee, we propose an amendment to the agenda of the day to include the communication from the district person.
Whatever we in the council, we propose motions as guided by the law. Anything that comes on order paper, it has to be a motion. So may you please rephrase.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. As the District Executive Committee, we propose a motion which is a communication from the District Chairperson as item number 5.
Granted.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Mlauben Senyonje, representing the youth of Mukono District. I stand to second Honorable Secretary Works that this council adopts the agenda with amendment, including that motion of communication from the district chairperson. I beg to submit.
Yes, a motion has been proposed. Can I have a seconder, please? Yes, Honorable Mutengero.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Since we heard from the executive, I also second we adopt the order paper with amendments.
Granted.
Procedure, Madam Speaker.
Procedure. Granted, as you said, the rule.
Madam Speaker, now that I have stood to raise a point of procedure other than point of concern, I cite the rule because in the rules there is no concern. Rule number 16, which talks of quorum, and sub-rule 7, cites that if for any reason during the course of the meeting a member takes notes or raises objection that the members present in the council are less than 50%, the members all in the council, the speaker shall ascertain it to be true and suspend the proceedings for an interval of 15 minutes, during which bell shall be rung. If on the resumption of the proceedings after expiry of 15 minutes, the number of present members is still less than 50% of all members, the speaker shall suspend the meeting or adjourn the council. Madam Speaker, if we do head count, we are less than 50%. And as I may notify us that in the number we are 43. 43. We as council we are 43 members, but the members present today are 20. Therefore, in the simple mathematics, besides the book, but by head count, we are less than 50%. Therefore, the council must not continue as per rules of procedure. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much for that clarity under the procedure of the local government or the standard rules of procedure. But for matters of concern, if it is, when it comes to quorum, it does not identify whether it's head county as long as we have the number. Clerk to council, we have the quorum in attendance.
Madam Speaker, on the local quorum, the quorum, we don't consider the office of, we don't consider speaker and deputy speaker as part of the quorum. Meaning, council is made up of 41 council members. And Madam Speaker, when I look in the attendance book that we based on, I see we have 30 members present. In the attendance book, we see 30 council members present. Unless, Madam Speaker, you advise that we do head count.
Thank you so much. And with me, I have a list of honorable councillors who came in, but because of their engagement in Kolo, to my office, and we didn't know that they are absent. But since they ushered in their apologies, they are present in this council.
Procedure, Madam Speaker. Procedure, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, citing the same rule, but it's a sub-rule about the one that I've just mentioned, which is sub-rule 6. It says that quorum must be maintained throughout the meeting, despite other reasons that we may give, Madam Speaker, that are beyond procedure, which must be not be maintained in this council. Sub-rule 6 rules out any other reason that the quorum must be maintained. If a member realizes or notices, that's sub-rule 7, which I have noticed that members are not enough, the procedural matter must be taken in point by your chair. Therefore, Madam Speaker, I want to emphasize that this meeting must not continue as per rules of procedure, not common sense. Thank you. Madam Speaker.
Honorable Mpadu. The motion was proposed by Honorable Youth, then Honorable Ntenjeru, Mpata Ntenjeru seconded the motion. Can I have another seconder?
Madam Speaker, I also second that you adopt the agenda with the amendment.
So those in favor that we adopt the paper with the amendment say aye. Those not in favor say nay. So the ayes have it. Next item. 12 delegation Yavang State House and Corruption Unit. Era Musaga Eyo. The speaker was arrested and was taken among the suspects under the code of bribery and extortion of money. I'm here as of today. Okwebaza Katonda, because the case is still under investigations. And I was served with a bond on which went up as of now. But I want to make a pronouncement. Times without number, official speaker, the attachment says not only moving a yoke to the commission in the Yetanica, Nabajukilo. Nenjaga Batigis, Mugana secret, hope, speaker of district. Say Tabanga Komuchkoracha, Yambuzi. Say Tabanga Komuchkoracha, Tundamu. Era Jagaloka Katonda, Tindiko Bond. Chairman will retire because he failed to court. Me as a person, go busy. My office and the no color, they will take it to. So I want to clear out my name. And then court take over to the arena. Jagala Demo will take a movie. Now we want to take them from day one. paka nejendiwa. Sijja kulya nguzi, sirya nguzi ku muntu. Sisobola gamba nti ndi mutuukirivu. Nina ebindema ng'omuntu. Ne bwe kibeera nti ate kyakulya nguzi, no. So njagala okwebaza abantu abawulira amawulire ne mutugaanira abajja mu kaseera kakazibu okutuzaamu amaanyi. And on a special note, njagala okwebaza Engineer Lutwama. Simanyi oba mwali mu house one. He was among the first civil servants who came in okulaba what really happened and what went wrong. Njagala omusiima Engineer oyo. Then n'omwami Babira. Bwere nga simanyi na office mwali, simanyi na department mwasavinga. I just learned of it. But njagala okusiima abakozi abo abavaayo okutulaga ekisa era ne batugaanira ne bagamba no, bino si bituufu, muyina mizannyo gyammwe mirala. So njagala okwebaza Katonda olw'abantu abo. Njagala okwebaza Katonda olw'abakulembeze bannange mwenna abasitukiramu. Haji Seggayi, Honorable Ganzi, mpaka Nambooze, abali ebweru wa kanso, n'ab'executive abajja okulaba ku engeri ya Kibuuka nange ne bansangayo ne bandabako. Njagala okubeebaza ne mwenna abatusabira n'abasigala nga muli positive gye tuli nga no, this is not right. Njagala okubasiima, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Era tusaba Katonda ayongere okutuwa obwenkanya. Ekisinga okuluma kimu nti as of now boogera mu corruption under service commission. Speaker wa mukono tabula era bamperezanga mu mato, bamperezanga ekyokulabiramu. Kyokka kyekiruma mu linnya lyange. Kyokka naye nga mmanyi nti with time yakwera exonerated. Era nga tugenda mu kaseera kano basaba ne tubeere bakiseeri bannaffe buli omu despite what Katonda ajja tuyisaawo. Kyenjagala okusembyayo kwebulisaawo obubaka bwaffe nga Mukono District Council nga twebaza Katonda era nga tumusiima olw'obukulembeze bwe yawadde Ssaabasajja Kabaka obw'okutukulembera kati emyaka 32 nga ali ku Namulondo atulamulanga Abaganda. Twagala okumwebaza bw'atukulembedde obulungi. N'alaga okumulisa mu byobulamu, mu byenjigiriza, ate n'okuyambako abalimi ng'awa buli ssaza tractor. So twagala okusiima ennyo Ssaabasajja Kabaka era nga tusaba Katonda amwongere amagezi n'otukulembera obulungi nga Buganda ate era nga Buganda ate n'ensi yaffe yonna Uganda. Eri bannabyabyamizannyo naddala bannakyagwe bazayiza olw'obuwanguzi bwe twatuuseeko ate era okubeera nga kyaligenza ekibinja kyaffe era nga mbakubiriza baneetwongera ogenda okuwagira essaza ate era n'okuyongerako obulungi byonna gye tubeera. Njagala okumya bigambo byange nga mbebaza olw'okuwaayo okudde much as it is a mandate tulina okubeerawo as guided by the Local Government Act, but sometimes tubaludde omwalina ebimutwala bingi. Naye njagala kwebaza bwe muze atera ne mubeerawo mu ntula lwaleero. Thank you so much.
The order paper is review and approval of minutes of the previous meeting. And Madam Speaker, page number 1, we have the attendance for the council held on 27th of May. For the council meeting held on 27th of May 2025. Page 2 is attendance again, up to page 3. Where we have attendance of ex-officials. Madam Speaker, page 4, we have the discussions that took place. From page 4 and page 5, again we have discussions that took place. Page 6, discussions again. Up to page 7, Madam Speaker.
For council sitting held on 27th of May 2025, items were presentation and approval of the district budget estimates for financial year 2025-2026, The responsible person was the district council. Council approved the budget estimates. That's the action taken for 27 May 2025. Second was the implementation of the local government park recommendations. Responsible person was COW. Implementation ongoing up to September 2020.
Speaker, I raise to move a motion that this Honorable Council receives and approves the minutes as a true report of what transpired in our last council. I beg to Madam Speaker.
Motion has been moved.
To second and move of the motion that we receive the minutes as the true records of this August Council. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is a report not intended to make new appointments in my executive. So, Honorable Mpiri, don't get scared. But your time is coming, we are still in charge. This is a report on the current status of retirement of some district employees and replacement arrangements, presented by Honorable Reverend Dr. Peter Bakar-Mombasa, LC5 Chairperson and Secretary for Education and Sports. Madam Speaker, this report provides an update on the retirement of key staff within Mukono District Local Government, the implications of service delivery, and the proposed measures to ensure continuity of operations. It also highlights the legal provisions guiding the appointment of officers in acting capacity and the steps being taken to fill the gaps created by these retirements. Several officers holding strategic positions have retired or are due for retirement. These include senior technical staff in critical departments such as engineering, natural resources, and production. The retirees include Engineer Mugisha John Apoli, who has been our district engineer, Mr. Mujuni William, who has been our district natural resources officer, and Dr. Kiria Bwire, who has been our principal veterinary officer in the production department. These positions are vital for ensuring effective service delivery, technical oversight, board control, and financial accountability. Failure to fill them promptly may result in serious operational disruptions. Madam Speaker, appreciation of retiring officers. On behalf of Mukono District Local Government, I take this singular honor and privilege to appreciate and highly commend the outstanding services rendered by our retiring officers since their inception in Mukono District. Their commitment and professionalism have significantly contributed to the growth and development of our district. Allow me to place their names on record so that this council officially acknowledges their dedicated services. We also humbly request the Chief Administrative Officer to organize a token of appreciation in recognition of their exemplary contributions, and the officers are Mr. Mujuni William, Engineer Mugisha John Apoli, and Dr. Kiria Bwire. Madam Speaker, implications of vacant positions. Vote control. Certain positions require officers to serve as vote controllers. Without them, financial transactions cannot be executed. and the operational gaps. Key departments such as engineering and production cannot function effectively without technical leadership. And 3, delayed service delivery. Prolonged procedures for filling vacancies may stall critical projects and service provisions. Proposed actions and replacement measures. To ensure continuity and maintain service standards, the following measures are being proposed. Appointing in acting capacity, qualified internal staff should be appointed by the Chief Administrative Officer in an acting capacity as provided for under a Public Service Standing Order 2010, Section F-A and the Local Government Act Cap 243. Acting appointments should not exceed 12 months as per regulation. Internal advertisement. Where multiple qualified officers exist, positions should be internally advertised in line with the Public Service Commission guidelines. And 3, external recruitment. If no qualified internal officers exist, external advertisement should be considered through the District Service Commission. And 4, secondment or deployment. For highly specialized positions requiring vote control, thus the CAO should seek approval from the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, recommending acting appointments. I therefore recommend that Engineer Herbert Lutwama, the Senior District Engineer, tentatively can be appointed to replace Engineer Mugisha John Apoli. 2, Mr. Innocent Mutalia, Senior Environment Officer, tentatively can be appointed to replace Mr. Mujuni William. And Mr. Kasasa Daniel, Senior Entomologist in the Production Department, can tentatively be appointed to handle the office of Dr. Kiriagwire if it happens to be possible. 6, legal basis for acting appointments. Public Service Standing Orders 2010, Section FA, permits the appointment of officers to act in higher positions where vacancies exist. And the Local Government Act Cap 243, Section 59, empowers the District Service Commission to make appointments and guide acting roles. Recommendations, which is number 7. District Council should endorse or support the CAO to take immediate steps to appoint qualified officers in acting capacity to prevent service gaps. The CAO should liaise with the Ministry of Finance as earlier intimated for approval of vote controllers where required. A follow-up report should be presented to Council on the progress of substantive appointments through the District Service Commission. And lastly, conclusion. Timely action to fill these gaps is critical for sustaining effective service delivery, financial accountability, and compliance with government regulations. Madam Speaker, this is what I wanted to discuss to this Council, if possible for discussion. But it speaks for itself that in these critical offices, some officers tentatively can be put in place to be in acting capacities until our District Service Commission pronounce itself on the detailed procedures to follow to recruit new staff. Honorable Reverend Dr. Peter Bakamba, LC Vice Chairperson and Secretary for Education and Sports, Mukono District Local Government. I thank you and I beg to start with.
Mr. Chairperson and your executive members of this council, Madam Kao, and your technical workers, members of the gallery, including the press and Uganda Kingdom officials present here today. My name is Emmanuel Mbonye, the district council representing the sub-county of Mpata, where Greater Kampala begins from to spread around the country. I am glad to stand here to present the recommendations of our Committee of Finance, Planning, Administration, Statutory Bodies, and Audit. Madam Speaker, the meeting sat the 1st of July and was the last meeting, committee meeting to sit, where we looked at the performance of budget, and here are some of the findings in that. I want to make it known to this council that the budget of the previous financial year was 116 billion.249, but we received only 82 billion.23, and the money that was spent was 76 billion, and the unspent balance was 5.4 billion shillings. For some reasons, Madam Speaker, the reasons are always common, almost the same in every financial year whenever we have unspent balance. Madam Speaker, allow me to go direct to some of the recommendations here. Allow me, Madam Speaker, to project my voice to my capacity without a microphone. Madam Speaker, the committee noted that there was an increment in local revenue collection and a tasked management to intensify local revenue in order to hit the target approved by the budget. Approved or in the budget. Madam Speaker, this recommendation was halfway done, but we also know or noticed, as per the Local Government Act, that whenever the previous local revenue increases, there must be a positive impact on the increment on the allowances of the councillors. We therefore recommended that it be looked at, and the councillors probably in this financial year, as it is stipulated in the Local Government Act and other financial regulations, that the councillors' allowances be increased to a given point, and we tasked the COW and the executive to look at that and see what percentage the councillors be increased at, because whenever there is an increment, the impact must also be felt by the pockets and wallets of honorable members. I think we deserve an applause by here. Madam Speaker, the committee also recommended that the council retreat for, as discussed in the previous arrangements under Greater Kampala Metropolitan, should be in this quarter, as we discussed, because we know that beyond this quarter, most of the honorable members here are going to be so busy in campaigns, they may not find time. Therefore, we recommended that those persons responsible, including the executive, make an arrangement in the month of August and September to have councillors go for this retreat. The committee furthermore tasked the Chief Administrative Officer to ensure that pensioners access payroll within the recommended period of 2 months. We realize that there are pensioners who move around in the corridors, taking their concerns to different offices, and yet there are procedures to follow and arrangements. That's why we came out with that recommendation. Also, we recommended that councillors should be awarded with the certificate after this the 5-year tenure, the 5-year tenure or years of representation of their constituencies in the district council. Madam Speaker, with that, I beg to ask this Honourable Council to approve the recommendations that were pointed out by our committee. Thank you.
The chairperson of the committee has raised a motion, please. Can we have seconders for that?
Honorable Council, I stand to second and support the recommendation from Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Mukono District Local Government, Mukono District. Thank you for the ways looking for the budget and the local revenue raised to ascertain now the revenue had increased. The councillor, it needs to be increased beyond the allowances. Thank you so much. Secondly, we have looked at a retreat before our campaign period. Also, we appreciate for that. I second the recommendation be truly record to the council record. Thank you so much.
So those in favor that the recommendations from the Finance Committee turned into council resolutions for the year 2025-2026 say aye. Those not in
Madam Speaker, through you, I am here to represent Chairperson, Water Works and Natural Resources, Madam Nakamala, who is not president with us. The reason is, as Dwight is not here, they are here in Norway. So I beg you to accept my presentation, his recommendation to this finance. May I proceed, Madam Speaker? Thank you so much. I am Lorenzo Kalida Kile, Councillor representing Burunga Ward, a member of Water Works and Natural Resources. I am here to present the recommendations from the same department and Chairperson, Honorable Nakamala, who is not with us, and I read the message. Madam Speaker, we have 3 recommendations, and the first one is as follows. The Office of Power, together with the Executive, should follow up with the contractors under ENLA on the issue employee locals as the local content stands. The next recommendation, there is a need to explain whether the people who are affected by the project of changing Ure Road will be compensated. And lastly, there is a need to enforce communities to process and have development plans before construction. With those, Madam Speaker, I beg to serve you.
Are you a member in that committee?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
I believe you have been here since the inception of the DMK program. This item number 2 is a inciting violence to the community. Because we are all aware of the guidelines of this project. This is donor money, it has no compensation. And then you're raising an issue of compensation. Who is to compensate? Is it the district local government or the DMK project?
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when you talk about compensation, we are not aiming at inciting violence as it stands, but according to the focal person, there is category of people who are supposed to be considered, not real compensation per se. So there was when they were framing this recommendation to the speaker.
I don't sit in the committee. Can you please elaborate who are those people to be compensated? So that as you make a recommendation, to me who does not sit in the committee, I'm on the same page with you.
Madam Speaker, in the first place, I apologize that there was a timing error put in the one conversation. But however, during the course of this project, there is a category of people who are supposed to be looked at in a separate way, not necessarily compensated them. And that category is a word in the minutes which we discussed in our meeting.
Granted.
I wanted to know the Honorable chairperson who is standing in the shoes of the chairperson, natural resource. Madam Speaker, through you, there are some people who are having their houses near the house. And when that house is totally near the road, when those houses are totally removed, and when they have said that they are going to compensate at some point with another house they built, for example, if it's having 50 by 100, and they take like 30 from his land, but when they are constructing the road goes near up to the house, and they say that house cannot be there. They need to build another house in the other remaining land. So that is what he's trying to say. Thank you so much.
True, I can observe that the people who might be adversely affected, whose houses will be demolished under Greater Kampala, where that road is passing, and the piece of Kampala like us. The technical people came and they did the assessment, they did a survey as part of that team, and they submitted a report. They submitted a report to Kampala, and they are supposed to liaise with the Ministry of Lands, and they supposed to be done, because they are aware that there are some people who may not be totally left out of the impact of the issue. Government is supposed to be handling, because the report is already in the table of the concerned ministers. In the contract document, that is supposed to be a percentage of the local staff to be employed, and indeed in the interactions that we have been having, there are some, there are locals really, there are actually many locals that are on board, that are guiding that are with the contractors.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As a council representing the area where the project is,
I have been part of the project since inception and following every discussion to the point. Besides the local workers that are working, because when we say local, we exclude only the Chinese and those expatriates that come out of the country. But the Ugandans are local. But we want to make it as local as possible to my village. Not just to Mukono district, but to my village. We have been sitting in meetings and discussing with these people that also people in our area must be beneficiaries of the payments of these monies. And as of today, I have heard from these people who are contractors that they are going to pin or to advertise some casual jobs and professional jobs to our sub-county. And those who are qualified, both professionally and with physical and mental strength to apply, we requested them, and that is going to work. When they start the work, we are going to be employing as many youths as possible, and there are slots that have been identified for gender based issues, like ladies who are supposed to work these Those who let go or stop, those have only ladies, that's what we have agreed. But I want to assure members of this council that the local people are going to be employed on contract basis. Thank you.
Honorable Ogoje and the West, with that, Madam Speaker, through you, I beg the honorable members to circulate the motion and the recommendation.
So exhausted all the recommendations from the Natural Resource Works Committee. I'm still to support the move of the recommendations. And Madam Speaker, we take it as draw recommendation of this council.
Thank you so much. So that was the first agenda. But again, natural resources. Between them we have the committee, between them we have the boreholes, between them we have the works Makumo. So when you go to committees, there is some cross-cutting issues. There's Komarayo committee affair. Say aye. So those not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you so much. Yes, policy and education.
Madam Speaker, by names Honorable Milesh Pirito, nickname Diubi Wansuju, producer to Katenga Kulu. I'm representing the United People of Kasau Sub-County, and the noble flag bearer. I'm sorry to pass that, but basically the situation we are facing this time. We had our committee sitting on 28th of July, and we came up with the following recommendations. One, we had the urgent recruitment of the radiologists at the General Hospital and other medical staffs in the health centers. Two, we need to consider St. Joseph Primary School, whose build was collapsed month back. Another one, we recommend the Office of the CAO to intensify the monitoring of the health centers or health facilities, and even in the education department, and even to follow up the issue of the rampant extraction of money by the health workers, especially in the General Hospital. Those are our recommendations. I move them if the council seconds. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chairperson, you're the chairperson of the committee. Recommendation number 4, Office of the CAO should intensify monitoring of all facilities. The technical team to go in monitoring, or the political wing to go in monitoring?
The political to go on the monitoring.
The political
through the CAO and the heads of the department. The reason why we have passed through the CAO, because it's now in manner in the education and the health department to leave us out in the monitoring. For example, we had the projects, but the Secretary of Education and Sports has not put much emphasis on the monitoring in the education department, even in the health department.
This recommendation here. Number 1, we have work plans as committees. So since we have work plans as committees, I'm very much aware that the secretary and the chairperson of the committees, you must liaise with the department of heads. Unless if you're telling me, how will we come in if she does not remit funds to the department? But if she remits funds to the department, then put to task the heads of department. Put to task the heads of department. That's number 1. Number 2, as of this communication, you're telling us that the secretary does not perform her role well. Have you ever written a second the move of the motion that this Honorable Council approves these recommendations as council's resolution? Thank you. So those in favor that we approve, we recommend these recommendations, we approve them as resolutions of council, say aye. Those not in favor say nay.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Dear colleagues, my name is Damuna Peter Semakula. This council represents the Namumira, Chairperson, Production, Trade and Commerce. Madam Speaker, the following are a recommendation from my committee. Number one, it is need to have the follow-up on the concrete irrigation sites. Number two, Madam Speaker, that government should establish staff gaps and submit them to the staff of the office of the cow. Number three, Madam Speaker, that government should establish the mother garden of pasture at Ketu. Number four, Madam Speaker, collaborate with the Town Council to proceed to fence stock demarcate of the reclaimed lake reserve. That's the board operation for my committee, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Can you please explain more about point number 3? The department should establish a mother garden of pasture at Ketu.
Madam Speaker, mother garden is at Ketu. I think my secretary, can you help me about that?
And my chairperson, according to our land of gentlemen, experience in our department of production, we have some samples of these pastures for these cattle farmers. So the department decided that let us have some small land and we put there these pastures for demonstration. Okay? So we decided to bring it here so that our council approved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Secretary. Again, the last resolution we made as council was to develop this land of Ketu. In the beginning there, we again received a proposal of having an abattoir on Ketu land. And the question was raised, as we gave out part of the land, who remains in self-custody of the other remaining land? That's number one. You're telling us you've established a garden to this land as production recommendation. How much do we give you? How much do we give you for this thing? Number two, mutwalako acres ekasooka ekyokubiri. Ettaka eryo lyaffe lya district era tulivunaanyizibwamu. Okuliteekako omuddo ogw'enjawulo ogw'abalimi. Ffe nga district ffe tuteekako batugenda kufuna investor ateekeko. The chairperson is on the podium.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. As you remember, that land is big. That land is big, it's around 50 acres and plus. So as a committee, we decided, if council says yes, we are going to take this one. But it's not for ours, it's just a demonstration. If you, my friend Madam Speaker, I don't go in our so I don't want to, Madam Speaker. It's like their production, their tradings. We have the donors. They brought for us those pastures. Like we have a pasture which can grow in 8 days for cattle, but we don't have any land. So we decided as a committee that we bring it here in the council so that they can allow us to take an acre, just an acre for demonstration, but not to take it home.
Okay, thank you so much, Chairperson. Number 1.
I'm sorry, that.
Number 1. For matters of council resolutions, anything that has been resolved in council, it only comes back to council to be rediscussed after the period of 2 years according to the Local Government Act. That's when the resolutions are brought back for discussion. The last resolution we had was development of Chetume land and the development which was agro-based. That is number 1. When the council, I remember we requested COW to make a pronouncement on some of the words we are hearing. She did not come out to tell us that our resolution was cancelled or revoked in any way. Are we in order to revoke the resolution that we made as council? Shall we be in order? No. We gave out land for agro development, and now to get it to the people, let's stand lawfully this resolution, this recommendation, unless nga COW atuwe chipya. Bwaba talina chipya, chetwayisa nze if you are with me, that's the resolution we are still following. And we are waiting for the feasibility study. Developing better care. I don't want feasibility study kuliko okusimba omuntu. Mubitunyonyole bulungi tulende maaso. You're not aware. So recommendation in number 2, number 3, scrapped off.
Madam Speaker, at your suggestion.
It's not my suggestion, it's a ruling on that. We already made a ruling to check the land. Nga council. Ate to demonstrate to where we ate to agala industries. No. Tetujja kutuwa eno ne biseera. Madam COW tuweeko guidance ku issue ya irrigation. No one will send eziziddwayo tulameza irrigation era. Development funds is irrigation. What's wrong with irrigation? Tunyonyoleko tuyenga tukupejiya.
Madam Speaker, yes, it is true. Part of our funds that were returned were for irrigation.
Sure.
Yeah, but for micro-scale irrigation. There were some contractors that had not completed work at the underground, the work site. However, because we were following the requirement that money has got to be swept to the consolidated fund at the end of the financial year, and money had to go. But I want to state that the contract has completed the project, and we are going to work out ways of paying them, and we have got actually a communication from Ministry of Finance that the money for you gift, all this was money for you gift, that was lost last financial year, will be reported. There's a communication to that effect. I'm very clear. So, in other words, the projects, the contractors will be paid their full amount, because the commission will be there. In due course, we shall get the money reported back so that the contractors can be paid.
Yes, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank you for the concern you have expressed on this matter. because for the last 2 or 3 financial years, we have issues with irrigation where money has to be returned or to be put elsewhere for safety so that it's not returned. Something needs to be done, and COW really should furnish us with further explanation, because every time it pains when our voters keep on listening that we have returned the money. They are interested in irrigation. The demand is even very high, but we continue returning that money, and at a later stage, waiting for revoting. Something needs to be done, and a thorough explanation is needed. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay, so I agree with this, because consent, as I said, we need to pray for up to these revisions. Point is said by the Yenyanja. But we can collaborate with the town council to fence and demarcate of the reclaimed lake shore, or reclaim the lake reserve. Madam Carr, this one also comes back to you. That's bullet number 4, that the recommendation that was made by production. And the production members too. What do we mean to later on in our reading game and yet sometimes we are here for business. Like this bulletin here. I'm fully aware, and I'm sure also Carol knows, the chairperson also knows, the area councillors also know, that omwalo gw'ekatosi kulina ebyapa ebituukira ddala mu nnyanja nga byaba individuals. Ebyapa nga byaba individuals. But yet the other is kyagaga kya government. Now mujja n'omutugamba nti council ey'akatosi yeegattene district tugende tusibe tufensinge tulage tufensinge tusibe olukomera oba tulage ennyanja weyita ttaka etalinaako obuyinza ekisooka committee. Did you have an engagement with these title owners? And this mainly goes to the area council, Honorable Wambi. Mwafuna engagement n'abantu bano abalina ebyapa. Bwe tunaagendayo nga district, oba Katosi Town Council enaagendayo okwerula empenda zo zeyita nti zayo nga gavumenti, nga n'omuntu sekinomu abudeera nti alina ekyapa. Who shall compensate the damages? Times without number tugenze ku mwalo ngo ne chairperson ono yateekayo okona esente ze. Ne MP Kayondo n'ateeka ne tuzimba omwalo ngo ne bagongerayo ne bakusiba na kinaki. But tewali kikolebwa kubanga abantu bano balinawo ebyapa, bali legal owners. Kati lwaki ate muteeka council ne recommendation ku kintu ekyemumanyi nti it's sometimes legal and illegal. Bakupera omuzindalo atangaza.
Yes, allow me on this point to talk to them. Hello.
Granted.
Thank you. Ensonga lwaki recommendation tuliesa mu council oli mutuufu emirundi 10 tewali kwesiranganidde nga ne mukulu Innocent mwaliwa kisusi tawuliraanga mukulu Kizito bwe yali akyaliwo yayitako abagaggaabo abeetoolodde omwalo nga bwebamanyi bakulu Busuulwa Wamusa Abatajjaasi nga n'abamu URA yabasasula baveewo UNRA UNRA yabasasula baveewo nga ne ku bisibe bwe yawandikako all n'olwokuba UNRA yateekekako katono bo ne basengeza ebizimbe ngeno ku mazzi kubanga tewali ayo tolagyanidde wonna neŋŋamba oba kubanga nsiri mpaka wa palamenti ne kansala wa disitulikiti neŋŋamba ennyumba oba kanso yange oba tugireteeka recommendation kanso eyise banaawulira anamukawutulanja ne kati tebabegamba abanne babajja agimusa ye yasooka nga bw'atuuka ku mudaala gwa Kuluseggayi kangeze n'ambidda wagamba wawe Kuluseggayi n'alajja nema bwe yajja yakubakuba emidaala gyonna nga Musa abagambye neewaddeyo mpeewo naye ebiriwo byonna byange era neewaddeyo mumpe enforcement mumpe n'abantu tugende nzijewo ebintu byange n'abalaga ebyabantu akubakuba emidaala gy'abantu banasipiika nikasibya Musa naye ngeri bawaddeyo ng'agaanye kati netusalawo era we bali kukireetawa anekawawulira amagye apasuuza bamu tusalawo magezi tulabe tukoze tutya abantu abo bave ku mwalo kubanga baba baagala otuzimbira omwalo bwe bali batubanja kimu muyitawa niyansanyuka
Item esooka neno recommendation teyina musingi mu council. It calls for an intervention. So recommendation geno ze mwali badde tusooka okolako nga basing on your bigambo byenyini byotuwadde wano kyemanyi byoteekali mu committees. It would call to order NEMA number 1, Land Board number 2 to cancel out the titles because they have minor titles. Bakansolinga ebyapa gavumenti ebyedizi nekati fe odire fe ekyennyanja ekitono fengege tugende tulwane n'emmali temutulwanya ntalo ntono mututwale mu nnene. Recommendation yamwe eno njagala mugizeeyo nga community nga production call upon Innocent owa natural resources wali let him call upon all the departments involved, NEMA, Land Board, and others. Starting back concerning the territories. To say this is a government. I would do no wins. Never to get up with Musa. No, in a recommendation in Ayo, Mojiseyo, committee, then we shall work upon. So to see Gazabili, and follow up on the irrigation sites, and also establish the staff gap. The staff gap was bamanyi ekyokukola ekirungi HRD stackers bwe waali abakulu bagambye production tebalina bakozi so by the from yabwe bitekweyo mangu nnyo mu District Service Commission under production balage nga bafuna recruitment. So the recommendations behind. Yes, Honorable Youth, on point. Oh, okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for your guidance, and I beg my colleague to rescue me from this dog. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I'm Robert Senyonjo, representing the Government District. Madam Speaker, stand to second Honorable Chairperson production that this council owns the two recommendations, that is bullet 1 and bullet 2, as true resolution of this mighty council. I beg to submit.
So those in favor that we take the two recommendations as two resolutions of council say aye. Those in favor say nay. Yes, let's have the community based here. Community based chairperson.
Locally arranged revenue by the sector back to into through the sector of probation to enable execute its mandate fully. Madam Speaker, this recommendation had been appeared to this council several times, looked for an interval or to assist the probation being taking a lot of emergencies where the money is needed. The recommendation number 2 is also appeared in the council here, looked for the money from UNICEF, and especially it comes for the children, such that if possible, we are requesting this council to resolve need to streamline an operations for UNICEF to the, at least the person who heading in the sector of probation. Maybe it will help the agencies in that office. We don't have much for, as we are a community-based service. These are the recommendations we have in this council, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much. Need to allocate locally raised revenue by sector by the sector back to it, the sector of probation. Anybody takes the truth is mandatory. This issue was again raised in the business committee, but it was a recommendation whereby we request Madam Cow. The budget desk. Good enough, we have realized that there is some local raised revenue. So may you request the budget desk to at least, much as all of it comes up to firstly to be allocated for council activities. But there are some departments which need at least our help. Minus the probation or the community-based. Neither one departments. An example is the health. We are all aware that Trump, took out the monies. But when it comes to services delivered, as far as Gasarana, what do we contribute? What is our contribution to the youth as Mukono district? What is our contribution to HIV? So we request the budget desk that as it comes, as it sits down to Tema local revenue, tulabenga to work on the parts endala, Zuyenga Nazali Zifunama, Mukunganya, Solo, Atilano Kugamanako. Since we are in the budget process, at a budget in Yote. So we request for that intervention. Those are navigated our it goes to the cow, Bogra, Tiawayamba department season now need to streamline operations of UNICEF. UNICEF need to streamline operations of UNICEF. But here they UNICEF.
The UNICEF direct guidelines, it shows that comes to help our children. And the children's youth and disabled is allocated to the CDS.
UNICEF ekitongole kiyambako abaana abali mu community based tebakifuna mu ssente za UNICEF.
Tetuzifuna.
Yes, Secretary.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity granted to me. I don't know the way they captured this bullet, but our suggestion was, if I'm not forgetting, it was like the person who is in charge of this kind of UNICEF is not active. I don't know the way how to mention it. Is not active because it's not clear in the way of doing things or doing the work. People are crying there in CPS department. They are suggesting that if it's possible, this money should be handled by another somebody who is in charge of the CPS. Okay. Who is handling this? The person who is handling UNICEF money or funds. Yes, it's that person who is working under municipality. But it's not doing his work well according to where they are seeing things, because at times they call him that where is the money, he's telling them another things, the money is not here, the money is what? So for them they are suggesting that if possible, let the money go to them directly and they handle the money for you to see.
So Madam Kao, the cry has been heard.
Thank you so much, Madam.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, names of our Jorel Chilea, District Vice Chairperson, Secretary of Finance, Planning and Administration. Madam Speaker, I'm here to move a motion seeking council to customize the post of Senior Fiscal Planner in staff establishment structure for Mukono District Government. Madam Speaker, the District Chairperson, Kao, members of this council, honorable members of this council, Uganda Kingdom officials, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Madam Speaker and Council, it's a requirement for Council to customize the post mentioned above in the staff establishment of the district. The post is among the new vacancies customized by the Ministry of Public Service, and it's one of the requirements under Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area. On 5th August 2025, the District Executive Committee discussed the creation of the post of the Senior Fiscal Planner, Scale U3, to easily supervise the other fiscal planners of Scale U4 in town councils. It's a requirement by the Ministry of Public Service for Council to approve the creation of the post before it's customized in the staff structure of the Mukono District Government. I therefore request Council to approve the creation of the post which will enhance service delivery in the district. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to submit our Jorel Chilea, District Vice Chairperson. Names of Jorel Chilea Kabali, Secretary of Finance, Planning and Administration, the District Vice Chairperson, also representing Nagoje Sub-County. Honorable Council, we come again for you to present supplementary budget number 1 of the financial year 2025-2026 on this day of 26 August 2025. Madam Speaker, the District Chairperson, thank you for that, Madam Speaker. The District Chairperson, Kao, members, honorable members of Council, Department Heads, Uganda Kingdom officials, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Supplementary budget number 1 of the financial year 2025-2026, Resolution 28.3 of the Local Government Financial and Accounting Regulations 2007 stipulates that after Executive Committee scrutinizing the application of the supplementary budget presented by the Chief Executive, the Executive Committee shall make recommendations and submit the application for supplementary estimates to Council for approval. It's upon this background that I am presenting this supplementary budget number 1 worth 496,750,796 shillings, which comprise of the additional funding from Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area (UDP), which funds will implement the activities below. Proposed activities: installation of 74 solar lights in lower local governments under functional area of urban reliance and climate change, disaster risk management and environmental disaster risk management and environmental and social management. And apportioned money to that is 407 million shillings. Second, preparation of 50 detailed action plans for local governments and a functional area of urban planning services. And the amounts allocated to that is 89,750,796 shillings, making a total of 496,750,796 shillings. After incorporating the supplementary budget number 1 of 2025-2026, the budget will increase from 180 billions 894 millions 349,078 shillings to 181 billions 791 millions 99,874 shillings. Ghana shillings. Madam Speaker, I therefore request Council to approve this supplementary budget number 1 for financial year 2025-2026. I beg to submit.
Those that have been proposed include, if I may, poke include Namataba, including Zimbarara, and those other township areas in our district. And it will be surprising for the members of this council to say no to a supplementary budget.
No one is saying no.
I am only saying it will be surprising.
No, it won't surprise. We want to work with the same page with you as the committee members.
Yes, Madam Speaker. The money is going to be only used for lighting up those urban areas. Some of them are in rural sub-counties, but moving to urban, like Nama, and other town councils, like the Namataba, and other urban districts, if the chief administrative officer or the move of the nation may elaborate more. But one thing I know, that those township areas are going to receive, and the other 89 million are going to help in drafting or developing action plans for our districts in the sub-counties, the entire district, apart from the municipality. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay. Thank you for fiscal planning to enable those areas to develop not as slums, but to be developed physically. Abantu baffe bakulira mu kibuga ekiteeketeeke. So we'd like to appreciate the Committee of Finance for that and ably explain to us as council. So the chairperson, the Secretary of Finance requested.
On the 407, we just wanted to be specific, just to add to what Honorable Mbonye has reported, of what was reported to them as finance, but we went an extra further mile to look in the depths of this project and how it is going to benefit. And we added our voices by saying that these lights can be put in a town like that one of Unge, where they have completely no electricity, at least to be served in that community. Some lights can be put in Nagoje Trading Center, in Chimenye the Trading Center, and Katosi Town Council. Other than thinking of areas of Mbarara, where there are already factories and lights are there. And there are government plans of putting lights along that highway. So it will benefit even my councillors to have a better boost when they go back to their electorate to ask for support. We had even intimated that if lights are still enough, they can even put in the center of Chabazala town where Honorable Naikova happens to come from. I then submit. Thank you very much.
This budget, especially the 407 million, my request goes to people who will be concerned that when people who are going to be concerned with the implementing of this program, that when time comes for procurement of these solar lights, let's do good diligence such that they provide those lights that are going to last for some time. Because I've experienced this in Namatala County Council, where there are some places where we put lights and they have worked for 1 month and they are no longer working. Because now, for the simple calculations I've made here, each solar light will be like 5.5 million, according to the number they have provided in this document. At this rate, the 5.5 million really do what is necessary. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much. Abokubiri abazadde bano bagera mukoza nti olwokuba baŋŋaanye okumuyonsa omwana wange tajjako ne batakubira amateeka g'abasawo. So it comes back to us as leaders. Okuddayo encouraging our parents bonna okulaba nga abazadde bazaalira maki mu malwaliro ate n'okulaba nga tulwana okulaba nga tutudde ekyagendera nga omulamwa gwaffe bwe guli. Then ekirala ekyatovaahelming era be baana abawala mainly abali wakati w'emyaka 13 n'emyaka 18 nga beeteekamu obuweta nga nange owa 40 sinnaketeeka naye wa between 15 and 18 yeteekamu akaweta. That girl has subjected herself to sex. And mainly unprotected sex. So we should pass on the rightful information to these girls as they are in these holidays. HIV to Bukendeze. Young mothers, nabo tubakendeze. As we pass out that message to the others. Then, nekirala kyetwalabera ye rate ya abortion erinye. Abaana bawala bajjamu emboyo and they don't come to health centers. Bazijjiramu eyo ne bafunirayo ebizibu omuli fistula n'ebizibu ebirala. So I call upon us as leaders nga tugenda okwogera ku kujja ku Mwami Museveni, nga tugenda okwogera ku kukomera Mwami Museveni mu buyinza, tufeeyo ku bantu bano okubawa information entuufu eyamba obulamu bwabwe. With those few remarks,